everyone, my name is Desola. I'm a fashion designer and you are welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Daisy's Wardrobe. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're an existing subscriber, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. And if you've seen my videos before and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. I'm an African-inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer based here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I've been in business for over 10 years. So here on my channel, I talk about being a fashion designer, starting a business, all things fashion, and sometimes once in a while I talk about my life. So here in today's video, I'll be talking about the things I wish I knew before I started my ready-to-wear business. So like I said, I'm an African-inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer. I make my designs and I sell my designs right here in my store, and that is what I've done for the last couple of years. And with that experience, I share with you through my videos my experiences of running a fashion business, being a fashion designer. So when I started my fashion business several years ago, I transitioned from a corporate job to start a business, to become an entrepreneur, to work for myself. And I decided that selling ready-to-wear clothing was what I wanted to do. So like I said, when I started my business several years ago, I didn't really have anybody to give me pointers or direct me in the right way or let me know what my expectations would be or should be when I started my ready-to-wear business. And that is one of the reasons why I started this channel, to show people and let people know what it entails and what it's like being a fashion designer, running your own business and starting a brand. So when I started, I didn't know any fashion designers, I didn't know anybody, literally, or anybody who was in the line of selling clothes. I didn't know anyone. So this was something I did on my own. I jumped into the ocean and I tried to figure it out by myself. Starting a business is a personal journey. Take it or leave it. It is a very personal journey. It is a journey on its own, but it's very, very personal because this is something that, you're starting and it's very, very close to your heart, and you want to start the right way and you don't want anything to go wrong. And most of all, you don't want the business to fail. So it is a very personal journey. When I wanted to start my business, I had a lot of cold feet. I had a lot of question marks in my head. I wasn't sure if this business was going to work out. I took the courage to go ahead and start the business. So one of the things I wish I knew before I started my ready-to-wear business was that I wish I knew that not everybody would support you. Be it your friends, be it your family, be it people that you know generally. Not everyone is going to support your vision. Not everyone is going to support your dream. Because not everybody is going to understand what your vision is. You are the only one that sees your vision for yourself, and you're the only one that understands it. And you're the only one that can communicate to people what your vision is. Trying to communicate your vision and make people understand and buy into your vision is a task on its own, and it's something that you have to continue doing regularly in your business. When I first started, a lot of people, first of all, were in shock. It's one thing to like fashion, like to dress well and look good. It's another thing to earn a living from it. A lot of people misconstrue the fact that when you're in the fashion industry, what you see on the front end of the job is not as glamorous as what it is on the back end of the job. It's not the same. It's a different ballgame altogether. So people think that, because you are now planning to become a fashion designer, a ready-to-wear fashion designer, whatever the case may be, they think that, you're just going into this glamorous job and, they have all kinds of assumptions and thoughts in their head. It's not that way. And people, for different reasons, best known to them, they don't support you. It can be very, very, very discouraging when you find that people don't support your vision and your dream, especially when you're dealing with people that are closer to you or closest to you, and they are not buying into it. They don't see what you're doing. They don't understand what you're doing. And some people right off the bat, they just think you're going to fail. I had a family member tell me when I first started that When you leave your job and start this business, this is your last chance of ever working in a corporate environment. And I'm like, so be it. I heard a lot of things people said to me, to my face and behind my back. But you know what? The thing was, all these things and all these comments, both negative and both positive, majority of them negative, were the things that motivated me, were the things that pushed me to make sure that this business doesn't fail, to make sure this business succeeds, whatever it takes, whatever I need to do, this business has to be a success. Along the line of running this ready-to-wear business, I have encountered a lot of challenges. A lot of challenges that some I never ever would have thought would ever come my way in this life, but I've had to deal with them regardless because I wanted to prove a point to everyone. Not everybody's going to support you. Not everybody's going to support your vision. But the thing is that when you do a good job at making people buy into your vision, these people can most of the time turn out to be your biggest promoters and your biggest marketers. Not necessarily your customers, but your biggest promoters and your biggest partners, marketers. And what do I mean by promoters and marketers? When I first started my business, people looked down on me. And the fact that I sold Ankara African print way back, people looked down on African print a whole lot. It's not like now that everybody is, in love with African print. They look down on it a lot. And when they find out that that is what you're doing, they're like, but I have been able to develop myself, build the business, and really work my everything off. Today, people that are close to me, and even people that are not even close to me, they love my brand. When they want something special to give to someone special, I'm the first person they call. When they want to use my brand to brag, I am one of the people they call. When they want to tell people that, they know Daisy, they're related to Daisy in one way, they do a very good job at it. And that's what I mean by they are your biggest marketers and biggest promoters. Secondly, one of the things I wish I knew before I started was that when you start a business or when you start a ready-to-wear brand, don't expect that your brand is just going to, become one big household name within a year. You may do good business within a year, 2 years, make good sales, but it doesn't make it a brand that people will necessarily trust like that. And what do I mean? In this business of selling ready-to-wear, you can make a whole lot of money quite all right, but the money will definitely go. It will go in one way or the other to different things. But what makes your business stand is when people know you, when people trust you, and when people like you. When your people know about your brand, they trust what you are doing, they can vouch for your business, they can vouch for the quality of the clothing that you make, and they love it, you will make money. And when you have customers like that, you will be able to weather the storm. Because take it or leave it, when you start a business, you're going to weather some storms. And sometimes it's your customers that bring you out of the storm. And they bring you out because they know you, they trust you, and they like you. That goes to say that a brand is not built overnight. A brand is built over time. Through hard work and consistency, you build a brand. If you're not consistent in your ready-to-wear business, you're not building a brand. A brand is something that grows, that evolves over time, and people are able to identify with how your brand has grown and evolved. And for that to happen, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a whole lot of hard work. I never knew this when I started. I knew this after I'd started along the line. Because this business that I run, 95% of everything that I know, I learned on the job. A lot of things that I experienced, a lot of things that I know, No one told me before I started the business. The third thing I wish I knew before I started my ready-to-wear business is hard work. I never thought, or I never knew that I would work so hard. I never knew that I'd work so hard, even harder than when I was in paid employment. I found myself literally working round the clock sometimes, especially in the very beginning. I was constantly working because I didn't want the business to fail. Because that was all I had. I had left my job. I didn't have any other thing. It was just this business I had. I worked so hard. And even years after I had established the business and the business was running well, I still found myself working very hard. And even up till now, I find myself working so hard. So hard, doing so many things just to keep the business going. No one ever told me that work so hard. I always thought that, once you have a business that you run, or you're an entrepreneur, you have your time to yourself, you can manage your time by yourself, you can do whatever it is that you like. Very true. You have your time to yourself, you can manage your time by yourself, nothing is necessarily disturbing your time. But the thing is, you need to be very, very intentional about what you want for your business. You need to be extremely intentional, because if you are not, you will just find out that things have happened and things have passed you by. So working hard, honestly, I never, you have to work hard, but working very hard, and also especially when you live in the kind of environment that we live in Nigeria, you're working like 3-4 times harder than if you were in paid employment. The fourth thing I wish I knew when I started my ready-to-wear business was, when you start a business, it's so exciting, it's so much fun. You're excited about, this thing that you have started. But along the line, you've hit some bumps in the road, and you literally have to, by your own self, hold yourself up or bring yourself up. And what I mean by that is motivating yourself. I've never had to motivate myself in my life. I just do as I see and respond to whatever life throws at me. But in this business, I have learned to motivate myself. Motivating myself is something that I had to go and learn. And honestly, till this day, even after 12 years of running this business, I still motivate myself. I still give myself those talks that, don't worry, you can do it. It is well. Don't worry, this will pass. It's just one of those things, it's all in your mind. Just motivating yourself, having affirmations for yourself, because honestly, your mental health when running a business is very, very important. Your mental health is like gold. If you're not mentally okay, your productivity will not be at its optimum level. So motivating yourself is very, very important. And lastly, one of the things I wish I knew when I started my ready-to-wear business is that this business is very, very competitive. The fashion industry in general is very, very competitive, extremely competitive, and you have to remain relevant. Remaining relevant is let me just describe it like this. You may run this business and you may be lucky and things go very well for you for a couple of years, but always remember, at every point in time, there is always a new thing in town. there's always a new design, a new fashion designer, a new brand, a new this, a new that, a new anything, everything and anything, a new everything. And people love to go with whatever is new. Everybody likes new things. So you need to know how to keep your brand, your business relevant at every point in time. Because if you're making money today and you say, oh yeah, I've hit a break, my brand is this, my brand is that, you just find out one day people have forgotten about you. You'll be swimming and floating in old glory. You'll be rusting away. So remaining relevant was something that nobody told me. I had to learn on my own. I had to be relevant. Relevant in this industry if you want to remain in the long term. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. And so I will see you soon. Bye.